Sat Nam, welcome. Welcome to the beginning of a 40-day Kundalini Yoga Challenge, where I'm going to provide you the introduction and the beginner's guidance through this practice. It's designed specifically for those of you who have never done Kundalini Yoga. So I'm going to ask that you sprinkle the love and the share button. If you're really, truly interested in this, I want you to remember the best way to get the information to know when I go live is to turn on your notifications. Make sure your notifications are set to receive the information that says, hey, she's gone live, okay? So sprinkling love on the share button and clicking the notifications and ensuring that they're turned on is going to ensure that you can show up and be right here, right now with me in this, okay? So I'm going to go over just some simple information that I would never assume everybody out there is aware of. So Kundalini Yoga was brought to the Western world by Yogi Bhajan, who came from India and was declared the Guru Granth Sahib of from the Sikh tradition to lead the Kundalini Yoga. And he really took a risk in bringing these teachings because these were passed on through verbal passing on, through the tradition of you had to prove yourself. You had to achieve certain things in order to receive it. And most people had to be born into a certain class system, or you were pretty much, it wasn't available to you. You weren't worthy. But this, we're changing now. These are the times where we're all worthy. You deserve the best. It doesn't matter the family you were born into, the culture you were born into, the place that you're from, or the way that you speak. We all deserve to be human souls and loving one another, accepting and embracing each other. Because this is a time for us to come back together in unity and stop the separation and focus on what it is that we all can contribute to one another. We've got too many distractions out there in the world. It's keeping us from really tuning in and tapping into our own true purpose, our souls, our destiny. Most of us are living a life that is not aligned with our values, our integrity, or what really feels good in our heart, and we know what's true for ourselves. And so Kundalini Yoga is the yoga of awareness through your personal experience. And knowledge doesn't become wisdom until it becomes your personal experience. So you can amass all the information, all the research, all the knowledge that you want in the world. But until you have personally experienced and integrated it into your life, it doesn't mean anything. You can know something, but until you feel and know it in your essence of being, it doesn't become wisdom. So this is the beauty of Kundalini Yoga and what I personally have found in my own personal experience and life. I come from a Hatha Vinyasa background. My name is Lana Labonte. That's my given birth name. My spiritual name is Sundari Kirinkar, based on my numerology, which means the princess lioness that beams the beauty, which I interpret as love, like from the beauty of God, like a beam of light, like boom, I'm in your face, and you can't deny it. And that's within each and every one of us. And we all deserve to be free in our own soul's expression. And so we want to glean the internal wisdom, and the best way to do it is to really put it into practice. And that's what I found Kundalini Yoga has done for me. My personal experience has been life-changing, life-altering, that every time I do something, something drops in for me regarding my Kundalini practice, whether I'm chanting mantra or I'm meditating or doing an asana, doing these kriyas, which are a recipe. Whenever I go through a kriya, a practice, something new drops in every single time. These nuggets, these golden nuggets. And into me I see, the intimacy is just phenomenal. It's amazing how, if you can learn to sit with yourself and you can push through this, Kundalini yoga and the practice, if you only did 10 minutes and it feels painful, you're actually taking that pain and making it easier to go out into the world. For the moment that you're going through it here on the mat, you're going to carry that, because you're going to come through it, you always do. You're going to carry that out in the world, that chaos that's going on out there. You're going to be able to sustain and be in your personal power. And it just takes practice and dedication and devotion to you and working on what it is that is needing work. And each person, it's going to be something different. One kriya could be super easy and you're just floating on a cloud and feeling great about life. Another kriya is going to bring up your stuff. I have found it's better than a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I don't need a therapist or someone to listen to me and enable my constant, negative self-talk and stories. I need me to go within and change and shift those stories. I'm only going to grow when I'm ready to, and when I see it within myself and I confront it. But I also honor it and embrace it, because I recognize that every aspect of myself has created the being I am today. And so to move in ease and grace, we have to go through the most difficult challenges and confrontations within ourselves. Most of it's internal, especially up in our mind. And we need to work on it, and we have to let it rise. Because in order for us to be more full in our capacity, our purpose, the only way we can rise is to show up for it all. Suppressing it only causes other illnesses and diseases. It just, stuffing it down makes it more pressure for us to deal with for under the surface, right? So, just a couple things. I show you the practice and you do it yourself. You self-correct according to your physical body and any physical limitations you may have. But also recognize when it's the mind telling you or if it really is your body. Because 9 times out of 10, the mind will tell you, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. I can't hold my arms up anymore. And the body's like, okay, I guess I can't. But the body can push through. And the more you push through, when you know it's the mind, because I'm going to tell you, arm exercises are all about working on the ego. It's all mind stuff, because the armpits are the garbage pit of the mind. And all of our mental stuff gets locked up in our shoulders, in our shoulder blades, and it travels down our body. So we can head that off. We can clean that garbage out. Listen to your body, honor your body, and just discern whether it's your head or your heart, whether it's your body or your mind. Because the mind's going to try to trick you and say, oh, we can't do this. But sometimes you can push through and recognize that you have this. It's not what the mind thinks. The mind comes up with all these stories. There's different mantras that we'll use, and don't be discouraged. Just practice. You don't get it right the first time, it's all perfect. Just, fake it till you make it. Same with the practice, the physical postures. If you can't do it fully, imagine it in your mind's eye that you're doing it. Picture yourself doing the work. Because your mind, again, creates your reality. And even if you can't do it physically, you can visualize it. It's like you're doing it. Your body will still respond to it. So we call it fake it till you make it. Ladies out there, if you're pregnant or menstruating or you have glaucoma or high blood pressure, breath of fire, when we go over that, is something you would want to do long, deep breathing instead. And for the ladies and all that, again, I'm going to say inversions, putting your head over your heart, or not your head over your heart, your feet over your heart is discouraged during your menstrual cycle, and blood pressure and all that. But again, these are things you have to know for yourself, because I'm obviously not there to advise you, and I'm not a medical professional, so that's not my position to tell you what you are able and capable of doing. Keep up and you will be kept up is what Yogi Bhajan said. The more you do the work for you, the more you're supported by the universe, the more things will happen in your favor. But that's where the self-care and the self-love comes in. And that's why this series is really about you tuning into yourself, reaching in for the into me I see, the intimacy, right? The into me I see, intimacy. Self-awareness, that's going to be the key. And because we're cultivating it through self-love. So this is this self-love alchemy. The alchemy of self-love is turning your life into gold. When you work on you, when you make time for you, even if it's 10, 15 minutes, or even 5 minutes or 3 minutes. It's the little things that start to shift and change. And it takes 40 days to change a habit and to create a new one, which is why I chose 40 days. So, a couple little things I'm going to share here real quick. Every angle, so again, yoga, Kundalini yoga is the yoga of angles and triangles, because every posture that you put your body into is stimulating nadis and meridians in the body. It's corresponding to the energetic effect on your muscles, putting pressure on those specific parts of your body, holding them at different angles, you know, like your legs up at a 60-degree angle, or 6 degrees, or 12 inches, 6 inches, or 12 inches. Each one is going to stimulate different areas of your body, and that's going to shift, and it's going to strengthen your nervous system, your immune system, your circulatory system, your lymphatic. All of this is working together. Just like when we chant the mantras, just stimulating the top of the roof of the mouth, stimulating the vagus nerve, which is huge, because the vagus nerve is the nerve of compassion. And again, it's all connected to the endocrine system and the vibration in the head, the conch. It's amazing. All of this is connected. I'm not going to go into super deep detail. I'm just going to let you have your experience. But just things to consider, and I can go into it further another time. I won't engage in the comments during these practices specifically. If you have questions, please, in the comments, I'd love for you to share. Where are you from? What are your health goals? Any questions you may have, and I will follow up on them, because I want to keep this streamlined so that I'm not taking away from the practice. Also, again, reach out to me if you have any other questions. I want you to also recognize during this time, if you have a journal, or you don't have a journal, get one. During your practice, take notes, because you're going to glean your own wisdom from this. Take notes and write down, okay, day 1, we did breathing exercises, which we're going to do here in a moment. And here's what I felt in my physical body. Here's what I experienced in my mind. Put it all down. Put down the thoughts. It went this way, it went that way. Write and journal your experience, and you'll give yourself the gift of reflection so that you can see your progress over the 40 days. Because again, 40 days to create a new habit, to shift whatever it is in your life. If you set an intention from this day forward, create your own intention. We don't have to create New Year's intentions. You need to create an intention for you and your life, what it is you want to see happening. What do you want to feel? How do you want to re-engage all of those senses? What do you want to see? What do you want to taste? What do you want to touch and smell and hear? It's all relevant, and it's all up to you to choose it. So setting that intention is key on these 40 days. And that's the first thing I recommend and encourage you to do. So again, get your journals out. Write down everything that's going on with you. Check your inner dialogue during the practice and write down what's going on. Check your mind chatter, because that's what this is about. most of the times, for me, it was very difficult to go from the high impact. I used to teach aerobics, kickboxing, Pilates, you name it. I was high into it. Step aerobics, all of that. And then I went into teaching the hatha and the vinyasa and the fluid power yoga. But I really have a strong connection to Kundalini. And I have to move my body. I need to challenge myself. You only need 10 minutes a day to sweat, and there's a whole science behind moving the body, right? So keep up and you'll be kept up. Real quick, the 5 sutras that Yogi Bhajan gave us for the Aquarian age. I'm going to read them to you. Recognize the other person as you. Every person you see is a mirror of you, whether you like it or not, whether you like them or dislike them. There is a way through every block. Remember, that's where we're trying to train the man. We're coming into this practice to train the mind. When the time is on, you start and the pressure will be off. Most of us are procrastinators in some fashion or capacity. We may not think we are, but there's little things we put off all the time. When you feel the pressure of whatever it is you need to get done, start and the pressure will come off. Most of the pressure is coming on the mind. Again, this thing, it's cray-cray when you let it be. Understand through compassion or you will misunderstand the times. Again, you heard me say the vagus nerve is the nerve of compassion because we need to be more compassionate first with ourselves. And then it's easier to extend it to those around us. Everything starts with self. Vibrate the cosmos and the cosmos shall clear the path. Well, isn't that interesting? You want to feel a certain way, you need to be feeling it now. You want to be doing something, don't say, when the conditions are right, I'll do that. Procrastination again. You want to feel that now in order to get that to come to you when you supposedly want it. You'll bring it to yourself quicker. So for example, if I want to feel happy all the time, I'm going to be in that spirit of gratitude for everything I have that makes me happy right here, right now. Recognize what's good in your life, what's going right. Because more gratitude for that is going to bring more of that to you. And you know what? This is all about priorities and making yourself the priority. Do you want a calm mind? A calm mind isn't going to come through unless you make the time for it. And you need to make yourself a priority. The calm within the storm is just sitting with yourself and just being right here, right now, and not trying to go where I need to be doing this later or where, oh my gosh, I should have done this better in the past. It's being present in the moment. It's really allowing yourself the space and the opportunity to just sit and be. Spirit of gratitude, breathing deeply, it's all relevant. So again, whatever your intention is, start feeling it as if it's already happened and start being grateful for it being in your life right here, right now. It's something that's changed my life. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to tune in with the Adi Mantra, which is how we connect to the golden chain. Again, this is to vibrate the conch, the shell of the head. The vibration is going to create this whole endocrine system. Again, this is all physiological and energetic. It's not just, oh, we're going out and we're going to be space cadets and flower children, you know, life is grand. No, we're sitting with the stuff that's not so comfortable too. That's the whole purpose of all this. You bring them both into harmony when you can accept them both as they are and recognize the gift is in all. The polarity doesn't exist. It just is, and the thinking makes us go off swinging, right, on the pendulum, like I talk about. And so we're going to sit in an easy seated position. I like a bolster because I want to make sure that my legs are supported by the earth. If you find yourself like this, you need to have something under your legs because this is going to create tension in the pelvic area, in the hip flexors, and it's going to cause you to round your back. So you want that posture and alignment to feel comfortable to your body. You want to feel fully supported by the earth beneath you. You want to feel each vertebrae stacked one over the other. The shoulders you roll up and back, and oh, doesn't that feel good? Where you feel yourself massaging the muscles in between your shoulder blades. And that's where those shoulder blades are your angel wings. And you open up that heart space, because that's where it should always come from. We should always come from the heart. And at every time we can check ourselves and ask, am I coming from my heart, or am I coming from my head? Heart or head? Just because the head's over the heart doesn't mean the heart doesn't have an influence, right? Okay, so I like for you to all make sure that you have water to drink. This is the key. Hydration is always key. You need to always check in. Doesn't matter if it's hot or cold, your body needs to constantly be balanced, because here's the other thing that people tend to forget. We're 70% water. When you find yourself getting emotional, angry, happy, sad, over the top emotional, or out of kilter, drink water. You'll find how quickly it balances you back. Because 9 times out of 10, we're all dehydrated and we're not drinking enough. And we are, like the tides, influenced by the moon. And so our emotions and water are so closely correlated. I mean, hello, emotions. So imbalance, something as simple as drinking water. And so, continuing on, we're going to close our eyes down. You're going to start rubbing your hands together, creating that heat. The hands are an extension of the heart and the lungs. And so we're all healers, and I want you to tune in, breathing long and deep into the belly. Ears are over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips, elongating through the crown of your head, just feeling if there's any areas of tightness, tension, pain, disturbance. And take those hands, because now you've created this heat and all this energy, and place them wherever you may need healing. And breathe long and deep into those areas. Send the prana, the life force, to those spaces of tension and discomfort. Feel it relax. Remind your body it's okay. You can relax that area. Relaxing the jaw. Relaxing the neck. Relaxing the sides of the throat. The shoulders. The shoulder blades. The back. The hip creases and the legs. Allow yourself to just be, breathing long and deep down into the pelvic floor, up through the diaphragm, up through the chest lifting, and allowing the chest to lower, the diaphragm flattens and the belly pulls in at that navel center. Notice your mind calming. Listen to the sound of your own breath. Listening to the sound of your own breath is a meditation in itself. And it actually calms and soothes your wandering mind when you focus and keep attention on the sound of your own breath. You can inhale Sat, exhale Nam. It's a Bij mantra, which means seed, planting the seed the seed that is Sat Nam. Truth is your identity. And as you're ready, you can bring your hands into heart prayer, thumbs in and up at the sternum, rolling the shoulders up and back. Head is reaching out through the crown. Chin is slightly tucked back so that you maintain a level chin to the floor. Ears over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips. And so the Adi mantra is Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. We chant that 3 to 5 times on one breath. I'll chant it through one time so you can hear it. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. And if you can't chant it on one full breath, you can take another breath in before the Guru. So it's Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. We focus a longer vibration of the Om because we're vibrating again the head. It's considered like a shell. We call it a conch because it vibrates, and that stimulates all of these nerve endings and the nadis and gets the endocrine system, and it connects us to all that is within us. But this Adi mantra connects us to the divine golden chain, and we could say there are gurus behind that, but it really is the source of all that is, the wholeness of life. And so we're all a piece of that, we're all part of that, that's what makes us one. So bring your hands together again, and we're going to chant. Inhale together. Exhale, release. We'll do that again. Inhale together. Exhale, release. And now inhale to begin the Adi mantra. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. One more time. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Inhale, suspend the breath. Exhale, release. Bring the hands on the knees, and I'm going to have you, okay, a Sufi Grind is really nice to warm up, loosen up, and stretch out the spine and the fascia. So you want to keep your head level over the hips, and just like kind of like Gumby. You want to just round the back, inhaling forward, pulling the chest forward, using the arms to do that. And then opening up the side body by rounding. So the head is meant to stay over the hips. And you'll notice your flexibility and your ability to move with this. And you'll feel it throughout the body. A lot of times when we wake up in the morning, we feel the stiffness because the fascia within our body gets tight at night. And fascia is fascinating because it's the sinewy, fibrous muscle that reintegrates in between the skin and your organs and your muscles and your bones. It's if you were to stretch it, it reattaches. It's quite, like I said, quite fascinating. And our issues are in our tissues. And you know why we get stuck in the mind? It actually gets stuck in the body. So, inhale to center. Exhale, come around the opposite direction. So many of these warm-ups and postures, most of them, when we go into one direction, we tend to go the other direction. And we want to open up the spine. So during this time, while you're doing the 40-day practice, remember, as you set time for you, to create a sacred space, if you can, within your home, where you're going to know that this is my time, my mat, and you can close the door, or at least inform your family and friends and everyone, I'm going to go within now, for me. This is my special sacred time. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. You're going to notice your body will feel different from one direction to the next. And when you're doing these postures, you just simply close your eyes down once you've gotten the hang of what it looks like and how you want to visualize yourself. And you focus at the third eye. And then come to center. Inhale. Exhale. So we're going to do a short breath series to awaken you to your breath. I'm drinking a little kombucha too, by the way, in my love mug. So the basic breath series, I'm going to do this for the beginner, because not everybody else there has done all of this before. So again, I spoke about breath of fire earlier. Breath of fire is similar to Kapalabhati for those of you who practice Hatha Vinyasa, but there's an equal inhale and equal exhale. And on the exhale, you're going to pull in at the navel point, and that's where the focus really is. You will find your natural breath with it. It's going to sound like this. I'm going to encourage all of you out there, make sure you got tissues, because depending on what you eat, depending on how you feel, it will bring stuff out of your nose sometimes. Even when if I'm not sick, I still sometimes have stuff come out with breath of fire or any of these breathing exercises. So you're going to, and again, notice how that works. Notice how that works within you. And again, even if you have external noises, this is the practice. This is recognizing that whether or not you're able to stay calm, even with all that stuff going on out there. So maybe the dog was barking, but during your meditation, integrate noises and accept them. But the resistance and the suffering comes from wanting them to be different, to not want that noise, because that takes you out of where you're at in the moment. And that takes a lot of practice, because even for myself, when I used to practice, my biggest pet peeve is a cell phone that vibrates or a cell phone that goes off. But I've learned to just kind of have an internal giggle, because to me it's a cosmic giggle. It's always a test of your resilience, your attention. Where's your focus? Where attention goes, energy flows. And so that when you put your attention to something, whether it's a physical pain or it's a noise, you're not going to be able to be present in the moment. And that's why we do yoga, because that's the real work. And so, again, first with the breath of fire, it's not going to be right away, but a good way to try to start is to stick your tongue out. It's like a dog panting. Then close your mouth and do it through your nose. Again, the eye focus for all these exercises in this breath, I've already got to blow my nose because that brought something up, is going to be closed with your eyes gazing up the third eye point. The third eye point is between the eyebrows. And so there's no coincidence. I was teaching you Breath of Fire and I got a dog bark in the background to remind me to show you that you pant like a dog, just as a great introduction of how that works. So this first exercise we're going to do, and this is a first intro, so this is going to be short, but I want to give you the first flavor and to ease you into this practice. We're going to do left nostril breathing. We're going to make your hand, right hand, because I might be mirroring you as far as you looking at me, but I'm going to do the practice as you. So this is my right hand. Raise your right hand, keep the fingers close together. Left hand, Gyan Mudra. Thumb and index finger touching, arm extended over your left knee. You're just going to close off the right nostril and inhale long and deep, eyes closed, and focus at the third eye point. The fingers are going to be like an antenna. They're going to go straight up to the sky. So inhale, exhale, and it's just long, deep breathing through that left nostril. And the left nostril is associated with the moon, the cooling side. So you begin, and I will speak a little bit, but you want to just calmly find the ease in this posture, keeping the eyes closed, fixated at the third eye point. Long, deep breathing. This is going to calm your mind. If you ever find yourself in stressful situations, this is one of the best things you can do, is just close off the right nostril. This is a calming breath. Remember the Bij mantra. Inhale Sat, exhale Nam. Inhale, suspend the breath. While you're holding the breath here, release the right hand and Gyan Mudra on the right knee. Just keep holding it. Exhale. Just relax here for a moment and just notice the quality of your thoughts, breathing, Notice the difference in your breath, the sensations in your body. Go within. And now for the other side. So you're going to bring your left hand up. You're going to keep your right hand in Gyan Mudra, thumb and index finger touching, arm extended over the right knee. You're going to close off the left nostril and again breathe long and deep. Eyes closed, focus at the third eye point between the eyebrows, and just breathe long and deep through the right nostril. The right side is associated with the sun. It is the fire, the activation, activity. So when we do alternate breathing like this, we're actually balancing the hemispheres of our brain, our mind. This basic breath series is going to give you a quick lift in energy and increased clarity and a sense of balance. It's a good way to reset yourself. Inhale, suspend the breath. Release the left hand, place it in Gyan Mudra on the left knee, and just continue to hold the breath. If you feel like you need to let out the breath, sip in more breath first. And now exhale and just stay here with your eyes closed, going within and just noticing again. Do you see any changes? Feel any changes? Notice if anything dropped in for you, how your thoughts are. Especially noticing your breathing. Now open your eyes. for the next breath exercise. It's an alternate nostril breathing. And again, we'll do this, we'll alternate it after this. We'll do it. We close off, again, the Gyan Mudra. Left hand over the left knee. Right hand will close off the right nostril, and you'll breathe in through the left. Make a U and close off the left nostril and exhale out the right nostril. You can use your ring finger or your pinky finger, whatever feels comfortable for you. But your hand will be straight up on the inhale through the left, and then the exhale out the right will make a U. So close your eyes down, focus at the third eye point, and begin. Inhale left, exhale right. Long, deep, regular breaths. Inhale Sat, exhale Nam. Now inhale, suspend the breath. Release the hand down in Gyan Mudra, holding that breath. Maintain. Exhale, release. And now we're going to do the other side. So keeping the right hand in Gyan Mudra, raise the left hand up, palm facing to the right. Close off the left nostril. And then switch to the left side, to the right. So you're inhaling left and exhaling right. So inhale. Exhale. Focused at the brow point with your eyes closed. Inhale, suspend the breath. Release the left hand on the left knee in Gyan Mudra, holding that breath. Exhale, release. Go within and notice the quality of your thoughts, any sensations in your body. Just breathing long and deep into the pelvic floor, expanding up through the diaphragm and the chest, then lowering the chest as the breath comes out, flattening the diaphragm and squeezing in at the navel point. Notice the quality of your thoughts, the sensations in your body, the quality of your breath. We take these moments to reflect and look within, to integrate, to become more self-aware, and tune back into our body's wisdom, the language it's speaking to us. When you need the answers, just go within. Feel them. It's all within you. The last breath is going to be breath of fire, which I explained in the beginning, but again, you can stick your tongue out, place your right hand on your belly. You're going to pump at the navel point. You're going to pull in at the navel point back to the spine. That's going to stimulate. That's your power center. When you speak and you want to be heard, or your intention to come across properly, you should always engage that navel center. That's where you want to speak from. That's your personal power. So it's important to have a strong core, a strong navel point. Drink some water if you need it. So you're going to stick out your tongue. Your eyes will be closed and focused again at that third eye point between the eyebrows. When you're doing this, we're going to close the mouth. And it's equal inhale, equal exhale. But the pump is on the exhale, so you're squeezing out any stagnant air. This is how we rid ourselves of dis-ease. Breath of fire will boost your immune system. It will improve your mood. It will also shift where you're at if you need a dose of energy. It's better than coffee. 2 things you can do that are better than coffee physically. Legs up a wall, inversions, just laying in your bed with your legs up against the wall. Or, again, breath of fire. It'll give you a refreshing start. So, both hands are going to be in Gyan Mudra. You're going to close your eyes down. At the end of this, I'm going to tell you to hold your breath, and I want you to relax yourself. Whenever I ask you to hold your breath, you want to relax the body around that. Don't allow the body to tense up. Just hold the breath comfortably. Hold it to the point where if you feel any, oh my gosh, I got to let this out, allow yourself to sit with it and be with it and to relax around it. Inhaling again can help you sustain a longer hold. Okay? If you need a tissue, you probably will, especially if it's your first time. So hands in Gyan Mudra, close your eyes down and begin breath of fire. Sat Nam as a Bij mantra in your mind. Inhale, suspend the breath. Hold it. Relax the body around the hold. Mentally watch the energy circulate throughout the entire body while you're holding this breath. Exhale, release, keeping your eyes closed. Just sit here and go within. Relax the breath and concentrate on the natural flow of your breath as life force. And notice how your mind and emotions have changed. Allow the noises in the background to become part of this meditation, this focus. Life comes with noise. This is not a bad thing. It's just a test. It's that cosmic giggle to remind you to be present where you are right here, right now, and to test your resilience and your patience and compassion and that inward focus. The true Guru within you teaches you how to sit in the chaos as that calm, stable, strong soul being that you are. When you take all the knowledge and you apply it into your own personal life, you integrate it, it becomes your experience. It becomes a part of you. This is what yoga is about, is integrating this practice into your everyday walking life. So taking that off the mat and into the world allows you to serve in a better capacity, stronger, more capable, in line with your soul, your integrity, with awareness, intuition, the intimacy I see within me, into me I see. That is the true focus that we all achieve, is to truly harness that love for self so we can extend it to others and not be distracted by what is around us, but allowing it to be without the need to change it. That will sustain us in this life more than anything ever. So now we're going to stay in this posture. We're going to chant long Sat Nams. Sat Nam. On one breath. Truth is my identity. Sat Nam is a beautiful mantra. You can just chant this throughout the day to remind you to always come back to your knowing, your truth, the essence of who you are. It will remind you of your purpose, your calling, and why you're here on this earth to be. That no matter what's going on around you, this will always exist. That Sat Nam, that purity of your soul, is where we all need to stay strong and allow that to shine and radiate in the world. And when you honor your own Sat Nam, true identity, you also allow others to stand in their own true identity. It's that ripple effect, the inspiration, spirit within, that gives others permission to do the same and mirrors it to others. Because when they see it in you, they want some of that. They're going to reach out. They're going to want that too. So inspire through your own personal life. So it's going to sound like this. It's going to go, inhale, Sat Nam. And we'll continue that for a few moments, for a few minutes. This is the meditation. You're going to meditate at the third eye, eyes are closed. Feel it throughout your entire body. Allow yourself to feel your own true identity as you chant this mantra. Sat Nam. That nad, that sound current vibrating in every cell of your body. Make that your focus. To feel it fully. Because that's what's going to enliven and enrich you into your senses and bring everything into the moment so that you feel the sensuality of life, the fullness and richness that you're meant to experience. Okay. Inhale, hands in Gyan Mudra. Sat Nam. 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 Inhale, suspend the breath. Exhale, release, and just sit here with your eyes closed and just feel that vibration. Feel Sat Nam. Reverberate it in all your body. Feel the vibration. Recognize how your thoughts are. What do you sense? The quality of your thoughts. In this Kriya, you learn the relationship to your breath, and you can observe the differences in your emotions and thinking through each of the breaths that we've done. Even though breathing is the most natural and essential thing we do, conscious breathing can be quite the challenge. When you alter your breath, you begin to oppose and release the habitual patterns, emotion and attention that are coded in the habits of your body and mind. As those patterns begin to alter, you may drift in concentration or interest. When you continue and you command the breath, then you will gain a new sense of ease and control where you direct your mind. This is just the beginning, allowing you to become aware of where your mind goes, how important the breath is in focusing the mind, and how when you can control your breath and master your breath, it's in direct correlation to controlling and mastering your mind. And in all essence, that allows you to master your life. So thank you for tuning in for this first series, the first day. I will be doing this continually for the next 40 days. Obviously, this is day 1. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments. I will get back to you, I promise. This is not just for you, but it is for all of humanity. And when you make time for you, set aside a space. Make it for you. Because when you rise, we all rise. And collectively, when we come together in community, we can do so much more. We can try. We need to also work on ourselves. That's the key to this. But as we work on ourselves, we are able to engage more lovingly, more peacefully, with compassion and patience, because we have to start with ourselves first. And so we end every class with a long time sunshine and a long Sat Nam. Bring your hands to heart center. The words are, may the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. We sing it twice through, and guide your way on at the last. We'll have 3 repeats, okay? So close your eyes down, roll the shoulders up and back, inhale together, exhale, release, inhale to begin. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. Inhale for one long Sat Nam. Sat Nam. And a quote from Yogi Bhajan. Your mind must be developed, artistic, and self-controlled. It must gain a neutrality that lets you encounter and enjoy the constant change that is life. Sat Nam. Again, if you enjoyed this video, sprinkle love on the share and make sure your notifications are set so that you know when I go live and you don't miss a beat. I want the best for each and every one of you in this 2018 new year. I truly believe this is our time. Now it's time to step in our personal power. You've got this, and I've got your back. I love you. Keep it raw, stay rad.